Johnny Manziel still in rehab, has some work to do with his teammates, though, when the offseason workouts start in a couple of weeks. Here's what Joe Thomas, the captain of the Browns, told ESPNCleveland.com earlier today. You know, I think he lost probably a lot of trust among the guys on the team last year by the way he handled himself once he became a starter. I think he's going to have to prove to the team that football is important, and being the man, being the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns is important. It is his goal, his single goal in his life. Wow. Will Johnny be able to win back his teammates' confidence, Teddy?
Well, first, I want to rephrase the whole statement in the question, because I don't know how much trust he already had. All right, coming in, being the party guy out of college, the examples he showed throughout the year, waiting to be the starter, and then he becomes the starter. He only had a small sample size. Rookies need at least a couple years with me before you gain any type of trust. So he has to start out by getting some type of trust established first, because first of all, your lack of performance on the field. The first way I'm going to trust you is this: can you get the job done for us on the field? And he didn't do that, okay? And then on top of that, you're showing immaturity off of it. So there was never any in the first place if I was in that locker room. So it's going to be even harder for Johnny. It's good that he's sort of trying to push the reset button on his life and come in. You give him a clean slate coming in, but you're not reestablishing my trust because you didn't have it in the first place.
No, and that's definitely a good point, because when you're photographed on top of a swan, you know, dollar bills and bathrooms.
You're taking trips to Vegas already.
Okay, trips in Vegas.
Things like that.
Right, and people were saying when that stuff was happening that he needed to then prove himself on the field, and then that didn't happen. But my thing that I wanted to say with regards to rehab is, with him now returning for the off-season conditioning program, is there not a way where he could actually do that by day, and you know about player schedules, and still be having some type of counseling or rehab at night? Like, why does this have to end just with the off-season conditioning program starting? What I want.
It should be. Right. It should. I'm sure it's a lifelong process that he's being told that now for any type of rehabilitation. It's not just once you're out, you're better. You know, you keep going on and on and on. So it's going to be a slow process for him. But in terms of showing like the off-season commitment and I'm in 100%, this is how the off-season goes, right? You go in for your workouts. It's about 3 hours, and then you're done. I mean, then you leave. Then you go bowl, or you go golf, or you play video games with your boys or whatever. So he's going to have a lot of free time when he checks out of rehab, so he has to deal with how he deals with that. So it's going to be a day-by-day process where players are slowly watching him and seeing if he does establish any trust.
How much of that, though, they're going to be looking at his behavior, but just can he play? I mean, because you're photographed on swans on that, but if you can play, right, your teammates get behind you.
Chris, because defenses, when they see Johnny Manziel as a starting quarterback, their motivation raises, all right, because of who he is, because of what he's done, how he's handled himself, how small the kid is out there on the field. You saw Cincinnati last year. They saw him on the field like, are you kidding me with this? All right, and that's the way they played him, and that's the way their motivation was the entire week. That's the way it's going to be when he steps on the field. So I think it's going to be hard for him to perform at this in the NFL, not alone. Then you talk about getting his life straight. So he's got a long way to go.